Live. Welcome, man.
Welcome to the show. Just felt like doing it that way today. Good morning, Paul. We're doing a morning show today. I like that new background.
Oh, you like it?
A little bit of like a glassy, glassy, snowy. We need one of those loud ass, like YouTube.
Like subscribe.
It's like bright colors. It looks like a Fortnite video.
We should do like for maybe not every show, but for one show, we should
once
like
in a while.
just like diarrhea on the screen.
Yeah, just pure. Yeah. Like it looks like an old MySpace page. Yeah. Welcome to the show, everybody. Good morning. We're trying different days, different times.
We'll figure it out, hopefully.
That's the best. The best method is to randomly do a show at different times.
Look at you, data.
Different days. See what people like. We're like, me and Paul are both in some sort of physical difficulty right now. Paul's shaved his head. He's got a bunch of tiny little cuts all over his head.
I shouldn't have done it. It was after I talked to you. It was after I set everything up, and I was like, I have like 15 minutes.
15 minutes to shave my head fast with a razor blade. I'm fresh off my second day in a row at the dentist. Novocaine right here, right now. Like this is where I got the left nostril. They call it the Stevie Nicks when you're numb on your left nostril, left side. That's the old Fleetwood Mac.
That's hilarious.
So I got to tell you this story. I was waiting for the show to start to say this story. So went to the dentist yesterday. Went to the dentist today. Right. I haven't been to the dentist in at least 7 years. Probably 5 to 7 years in that ballpark. And the last time I went, it was just to get this thing fixed. Like, it wasn't like a real dentist trip.
You knocked it out when you were a kid, right? You chipped it.
Like when I was in my junior or senior year of high school, I chipped my front tooth here. Big chunk of it. And then, got it fixed the next day back then. And since then, it's like every 5 to 8 or 9 years, it pops out. Like,
just kind of wears out or something.
Yeah, it's glue, cement, all the coffee, especially cigarettes. I think this last time I was doing teeth whitening, and I think that stuff. Yeah. I don't know, though. It's all like...
That stuff scares me.
It's all a guess. But anyway, chip fell out, but that wasn't the reason why I went to the dentist in the first place. Like, my tooth has been chipped a little bit for 9 months to 10 months. Since I met my girl, it's been chipped. She liked it. But it wasn't really chipped. It was like a piece of the thing was coming out, a little bit of the dental work had fallen out. So it was like a small chip, right? Yeah. And then that started to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then sometime like last week, I'm eating and I feel a big chunk fall out of the front. And I'm like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, man, I just straight up have like a hole in my tooth now. Like a chip, a big chip. It's getting noticeable. It's not like a cute character like thing anymore. It's like becoming a problem. But that also wasn't the reason why I went to the dentist.
It still wasn't.
I was like, well, I'm an actor and I use my face for everything, but fuck it, my girlfriend likes it and going to the dentist sucks. So da. So I'd had this fucking other cracked tooth. I'm not even kidding you. Probably 2 years.
Wow.
Like even longer.
Yeah.
Like sometime 2 years ago, I was like eating something and I was like, ooh. I was like, was that a piece of my tooth? And I was like, man, like
probably not.
Doesn't hurt. Like doesn't hurt. Doesn't feel right with my finger, but doesn't hurt either. Yeah. So I just ignored that and ignored it. When I was in Florida, I started to get a little bit of I ate a bunch of Twix bars, caramel Twix bars, and fell asleep with like all the caramel like stuck in between my teeth, like in between the crevices of my teeth. I woke up the next morning, I was like, ow, what the fuck? Like that thing hurts. Like that spot hurts.
And you'd fed the bacteria sugar all night.
Like I'd marinated my rotten tooth in sugar for an entire night.
And also like not like a good stoner stereotype that you're falling into there.
I know, and I do that one a lot. That's one I really fall into. Like the guys in Florida, they sent me a picture. They bought a doll. They saw a doll and it was called like Willie the doll. So they bought it like and took pictures of it to send back to me to make fun of me. And the way they established that it was me was that it was holding an empty thing of Oreos.
And you were like, damn.
That's a big, like, my cousins always see me at Cumberland Farms, like, buying cookies and, like, buying stoner snacks. It's like, hey, I ain't gonna apologize, you know?
Yeah.
Don't smoke cigarettes anymore. Don't drink. Gotta have some
100%.
fun in life, you know?
100%.
Gotta be bad sometimes. Good boy snacks. We've talked about it many times.
Yeah.
Good boy snacks. So that was that, and that kind of started to hurt. I'm like, whatever, you know, I got a bad tooth. I'll take care of this eventually. I remember even telling myself mentally, like, maybe this summer.
Yeah.
know,
I'll give it 3 months.
I'll have some
run.
Yeah, I'll have some downtime. I'll schedule a dentist appointment. Like, I'll mentally prepare myself. I was being kind of an idiot about it. Because I've said it to my girlfriend a lot this week. Like, it's just true. I'm just afraid of the dentist. I'm not afraid of the pain. It's like a claustrophobia thing for me.
So there is a fair. To me, it's like a going thing. Like, I don't want to.
It's
like a line, waiting in line, almost type of thing. I go and I make an appointment, then I have to sit and wait for you.
That bothers me. That bothers me. But what really bothers me is laying still for an hour while someone has their fingers in your mouth.
Someone you're not super comfortable. Not that it would be good with anybody.
That part of it, it's just weird. It's just like a lot for me in this weird kind of. It's like I gotta go someplace else. Like I was laughing at myself today. I was like, I wonder if this is what porn stars do when they're getting like butt fucked and they're like weren't really in the mood that day, but they still want the money and they gotta get it done. They just kind of go, close your eyes and pretend you're like on the beach. Like that's pretty much what I do, you know. But it was definitely worse yesterday because I hadn't been in so long.
Yeah.
Today I'm like, I kind of. It's like flying.
You get it now.
If you don't do it for a while, you kind of get afraid, and then you do it, and you're like, all right, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
But so to rewind, Sunday, what was it? Must have been Sunday night or some night. I think it was Sunday night. All right, so Saturday night, my girlfriend she comes back from. Sorry, everyone. Sunday night, my girlfriend comes back from a trip. She brings back these like gourmet chocolates, right? She knows her stoner boyfriend loves chocolate, so she gives them to me, and I'm like eating the chocolate all night. And I did brush my teeth, but I woke up the next morning and it was like killing.
Yeah.
But this time, it was getting hard to ignore, and it was like really bad. So then I go about my business. I like go hang out with her, and then I go home that night, and now it's like red hot. Like now it's throbbing. It's like cold water, hot water. I had to go on just a 25-minute walk at like 2 a.m.
Oh wow! So this is legitimate pain at this point.
You know me, like
this isn't just like a little ache.
Now
pain.
it's starting to be. Yeah. And it's like rapidly progressing.
Yeah.
Because at first I'm like, whoo.
You're probably swelling, and it's probably infected.
It wasn't. But he told me it was. The nerve was dying, so what's happening is it's like kind of like
it's like fuck you, motherfucker! You fucking did this to me.
Yeah, because it'll be like nothing, bam, like fuck you, right?
It's its last gasp.
So it was like I don't want to exaggerate, and I won't, but I was contemplating an emergency room trip, like solo. I was gonna drive myself, but I was I'm contemplating this.
But you're literally talking like thousands of dollars now to fix your tooth.
Yeah, and I'm just going like this is. So I taken a leave, which is another thing like I never do. Here's another thing. I hate to take a leave because that's what they said caused my father's heart attack. It was like too much of leave, right?
Yeah.
But we're talking years worth.
Yeah.
But I don't like to take it, but it is the best pain reliever. So like I have the gel caps. I keep those for like emergency headaches, emergency when it's really bad.
Yeah.
So I'm popping those and I'm like, whew, it's working a little bit. I'm going buying over the counter stuff, those like cotton swabs you put back there. Oh, wow. But it is to the point where
you can't even like delusion yourself into thinking you can't do. I'm gonna do this in the summer anymore.
Yeah. So exactly.
And it's over.
So me and my chick like. We had this appointment that we had to do together. So we go there, and it's like, I'm like, I can't even do this. Like, we were looking at places. I'm like, I can't. We were doing it, but we were supposed to have dinner and stuff after. As soon as we get in the car, I'm like, I need to just go home. Like, I can't. I'm explaining the whole thing, and she's like, oh, my God. And at this point, I had to drink water maybe every 2 minutes.
Wow.
Not even kidding you. I had to like swish water in my mouth every 2 minutes
just to reset it, right?
or it
Pretty
would just
much?
become like this horrible, horrible pain. So before I even had gone on this appointment, I had made a dentist appointment.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting there that night where I'm going, oh my God, like I could call the ER, and I'm like, dude, you have dental insurance now. Like, make a dentist appointment. They'll rip it out of your head. That's like, at that point, I'm hoping for an extraction.
Yeah.
So anyway, fucking make the appointment, which is like pretty much a huge weight off my shoulders just making the appointment. Get up early the next morning. I walk there. I'm like really, truly scared, like I told you. I thought they were going to say. I honestly thought they were going to be like, dude, all your teeth are fucked up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why didn't you come to the dentist for 5 years?
This is all your fault.
Like, you need, you need dentures. Like, we're gonna rip all your teeth. Like, I had steeled myself for so much
Yeah.
bad news.
You built a wall, like a wall.
A wall of fear and a wall of anticipation. But I was definitely thinking, man, if I have one tooth that's this bad, I bet all my teeth are fucked up.
Yeah.
You know? So
But that's what your brain does. Your
of
brain
course.
likes to blow things up a lot.
Always.
So.
and so that's like, I have to go through that whole process of like, well, today might be the day I find out I'm going to die. You know, and I'm walking there.
Girls like
Like other people just go to the dentist. I have to come to terms with life and death and then go.
then you're like, it's the last time I might smile at that woman.
Dude, like you're it's like a joke, but you're
No,
reading.
I
That's
don't mean that.
exactly how my thought process is. But I also get into this weird mode then, almost like a person who decides to commit suicide, where I become sort of like
You're so powerful.
I'm
at that
happy
point.
and free.
Yeah.
So like
I
I've
know.
accepted that I'm gonna die.
That's how I think. That's what planes make me think of. Like that's
Exactly though. Once they're in the air, that's how I feel.
I'm invincible now.
I was in really bad turbulence, and I'm like, I'm already dead.
Yeah.
I'm in this plane. So
It's the strongest I've ever been.
So this is where I get into a little bit of trouble, because now once I get there, I'm filling out the paperwork. I'm actually starting to rapidly calm down, because now I'm in the act of doing this. It's done. I could smell the dentist office. I'm like, here. You know what I mean? It's real now.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm filling out forms. I'm still a little worried, but I'm kind of picking up the vibe of the office, and I'm like, I don't think anyone's going to yell at me here. You know what I mean? You're like, kind of come back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I'm
Like,
a paying,
that was silly.
I'm a paying customer at a business. Like, why would they scream at me?
I'm not a 4-year-old.
And then you realize, I'm like filling out the form, and it's like stuff on the form is like, is your tooth sensitive? Is it sensitive to hot and cold? Is it? I'm like, oh, this must be everyday shit. I'm going to the dentist for.
Everybody does that. Like
Waits until it's.
'cause that's what I was saying to you, and I'd waited to get my wisdom teeth. Like I just kind of come to the conclusion I can never drink cold stuff again. But then I couldn't drink warm stuff, and I was like, you have to drink.
Yeah,
you need something.
I was like the same. I was like that too. Warm water, cold water, and then I had to have room temperature water.
Yeah, you're like, this is not a life.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to control. Yeah, I kept thinking of quality of life.
Exactly.
I was like, my quality of life in just 48 hours has dropped quite a bit. So when I get into that kind of mood, I sort of like to joke around, you know. Obviously, I like to joke around anyway, but when I'm nervous, I extra like to joke around. Because it puts me at ease. It's like if I can put a smile on someone's face, like.
Well, and it's like almost like you can just do something.
Yeah.
Instead of just like staying on that.
But it
one
always
vibe.
makes me feel better. It's probably like why I became a comedian, because I always, makes me feel better, make other people feel better.
Yeah.
So I'm working the attendant or whatever. I'm trying to make her laugh. She's laughing a little bit. The dentist himself comes out, right? So the reason why I chose this dentist is this reason. I typed in a ton of dentists. I typed in like my area on the Delta Dental website or whatever, and they're like, here's all the dentists in your area. It was a shitload in Southie. So I remembered like months ago, a dentist tried to looked into sponsoring Capo Comedy Night. They weren't interested in having a sponsor because they're kind of the sponsor. Yeah. But I remembered that, so I went back through my emails. I was like, I'll go to that guy. Like, seems like he's a fan of comedy.
He's
at
a
least.
go-getter.
So I go there, and as far as yesterday goes, everything's going smooth. Everyone's kind of like real friendly when I get there, right? Like, welcome. I'm maybe the first patient of the day, I think. And it's kind of like,
no one's broken them yet.
It's a small little dentist office. Come on in, And the guy's like, hey, how are you? Well, it's been many years since you've been to the dentist, huh? And then he makes no like judgment, which I enjoyed. And he was like, oh, he's kind of going, so here's the thing. Your tooth is like an apple, and the core of the apple is like the nerve. You know, he's telling me everything.
It's like Shrek. It's like an onion.
So I said, oh, I have a lot of saliva. Like he's doing the thing, and he goes, you all right? Because I was kind of like going, and I was like, oh, I have a lot of saliva. And he goes, that's the first line of defense against tooth decay, you know? And I go, spoken like a true dentist, right? Thinking, da-da-da, like we're having a rapport, and I can see him kind of go, uh-huh, like
your shit's not working.
like,
right?
I don't love that joke, but whatever, right? So I'm like, all right, I got to work this guy a little bit. Maybe he doesn't like those kind of jokes, you know? So then he goes, he's doing more dental work, and he goes, Will, because I have this thing, like, I can't, like, I open my mouth as wide as I can, but after, like, a second of that, 4 seconds of that, it's closing on its own a little bit. Like,
jaw kind of clenched.
Like, I don't have a strong open mouth thing or whatever. Yeah. So he goes, wow, Will, you got a small mouth. He's like, for a big guy, you got a small mouth. And I go, with all this shit, and I go, that's what kept me out of Penn State. Right? So not even a good joke. But
he knows you're trying.
To be as scared as I was and as anxious as I was, and as early in the morning.
It's not bad.
It's the best I could come up with.
Bad.
I'm not proud of it though. I was like, man, that was kind of a. So he goes, "What? You went to Penn State or undergrad?" And I was like, "No, it was a bad joke, right?" And I got the shit out of mouth. I go, "It's a bad joke, sorry." So he goes, "Okay," and nothing weird.
Yeah.
Everything finishes. I'm there for 45 minutes. He takes the thing out. I couldn't have been happier. And I actually gave them a 5-star Yelp review right when I got home.
Right,
I'm getting into Yelp because a bunch of the comedians, especially Jimmy, use it a lot when we were in Florida. And I'm like, damn, this actually is a great app when you're in a place and you don't know anything.
Yeah.
So, because so many thousands of people use it. So I was like, oh, I'll throw this guy a 5-star review, say like it was great, right? So, and then they're like, when are you gonna get that chip fixed? And she's like, we get you in here tomorrow. I'm like, let's do it. Whatever, right?
Do it all.
I'm in the groove. Yeah, it's like, it's true. It's like taking your car to the mechanic. You're like, yeah, we're spending money, right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Want that undercoating? I want the overcoating.
Yeah, do it all. So I go in today, though. I get up, I go in. I'm feeling way less scared today because I've already I've been in the chair.
Yeah.
I remember what it's like to go to the dentist. I'm like, all right. Especially, also, this is front of mouth shit, so I'm like not as worried about it. I don't mind them being in the front.
Right there.
That's when they're in the back, right? So I go in, and today I'm like, hey, Patty. She's the girl, you know. I'm like, good morning. She's like, hi. It's like way less tone, right? So then the whole mood of the whole office is like
different,
like
that's weird,
serious. And the doctor himself is kind of like, hey, Will, how are you? Did you get any relief from that? Yeah, that's good. All right, get in the chair. You know what I mean? And I get in, and I'm like, and like today, I'm like, I'm really not making any. I said something like, oh, Southie shuffle, like they had me going from seat to seat, and it's just like lead balloon. And I'm like, okay. And I get in the chair, and he just, I thought was kind of like angry, angry at me. I don't know, angry at. Like,
something, yeah.
So this is the Larry David moment that I've been talking about, like that I've been in my head since I got this. So I felt like he was kind of rough. Like a couple of times he like sprayed me with water by accident and didn't like say anything about it. I'm going like in my head, I'm like, did I piss this guy off with the Penn State joke? And I went to the dentist. It's 11 now. I went to the dentist at like 9:30. As I was walking down the street here, I was like, I wonder if that guy's mad at me. Like I was like, what if he was molested, or what if he went to Penn State? And then I'm going, but even if, like, fuck, he should have a better sense of humor than that. You know what I mean? I'm like, the waitress, the assistant, she definitely likes me. I was like, she saw my Honda commercial. She said something about it. She likes me. Like she's into that. I was like, but this dentist, I don't know if he likes me. I'm like, I think he might be pissed. But then I'm going, but maybe they just had a fight right before I walked in at the office.
Exactly.
Or maybe they got some bad news. Or maybe there was some lady, because it's an open office. So I'm like, maybe one of the other people, they didn't want to be like weird around.
Yeah.
But I was just going, like, I was racking my brain.
Trying to figure out every single angle.
And I just wanted to tell a story because I think that's a good view into my life, but I think a lot of people's lives is those little things, those little interactions. I'm like, why was he so friendly yesterday and not friendly today?
Yeah.
Why was it because of me? And then you're going, but am I like such an egomaniac that I think I'm the reason why this guy would be in a bad mood? He sees
guy
somebody
who met you yesterday.
This guy met you yesterday for an hour.
That you gave money to for him just to do his regular
job, and he helped me. And today when I came in too, I'm going, thank you, by the way, lad. No, I felt nothing. And so I'm doubling down like this morning with not as many jokes and just more straight up friendliness.
Yeah.
And I was kind of going, I was like, what is up? You know, so it's just racking my brain right now. It's like, that's the mood I've been in since I got, so that's why I texted you. I was like, let's do the show. I need to like get my head right.
That's why you said 1 or something. I was like, let's do it at like 11. Let's just girl through this.
I know. Oh, I have a meeting at 1:30.
Oh, that's it.
But do you know what I'm saying? Do you ever like stuff like that is so?
But I don't take that's like I don't have that neuroses. My brain's just like fuck that guy.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I guess I've come a little bit of a way where I don't necessarily care.
Yeah,
but I do want to know.
Still. Yeah,
I do want to know if it's me causing it.
And you still have to go back there. Again, you said, right?
In a month, yeah.
Yeah. So
for the root canal.
If I didn't have to go back for a while, I would just not give a fuck about it. But having to go back, you're like, but what could you
be
have
honest?
Done?
What I came to terms with is, I don't think it was really me.
Yeah, it couldn't have been you. Like,
and if it was, that's like he's too sensitive.
Yeah, fuck that dude. Yeah.
But that was what I came to terms with was, I don't think he would be, the next day still. Because he even said something like, well, how's that tooth from the other day? Like, it was like he couldn't remember it was yesterday. Yeah.
So it's almost like how you were saying before, how like prostitutes just don't want to work one day. Like when you have the thing in your mouth, it's him too.
Yeah.
Like just because he doesn't suck dick, like he's still.
Yeah, and it is still 9:30, and he could be hungover. Anything could be going on. Yeah. You know, I was thinking that, but it was funny. It was like as soon as he was done, he goes, "All right," and he like marched upstairs. It's like upstairs, bum bum bum. The only regret I have is that I didn't say something to like the hygienist, like, "What's up with him today?"
Yeah,
you know? Something.
I always felt like they're like a little culty. Like they're always it's like a dentist and he's like banging all these other chicks. That's how my brain always works.
I think you're right in a sense. I don't know if he's
weird.
banging them, but I think it's a I think there's like a hen house rooster thing happening where he's the rooster.
It's weird.
And he is the doctor.
It's true, but it's just like very old fashioned. It's very
and
in dentists, it feels like it still exists. Every dentist I've ever been to, it's felt like that.
Well, dentistry is weird.
It's dark. It's like
dentistry is weird, right? Because it's like you're sort of a doctor, but you're also sort of a chiropractor and a masseuse. Like you're not,
and then like almost like it's a lot of like visual stuff too. So you're an artist in a weird way.
That's
too.
definitely true.
So it's crazy.
I felt that way when he was doing my tooth today because he just puts like a block of shit on there and then like carves a tooth out of it.
Because have you seen people with bad work and you're like, holy fucking shit?
Yeah, that's very true. And it's people. It must be tough to have people dislike you, right? Like or be so afraid.
Yeah,
like
he over and over.
He must know. Like I think he knew yesterday. Like this guy is one of those guys.
Yeah.
You know, who just doesn't want to be here.
I think most people are like that though.
Yeah,
like he's probably really used to that.
It's probably all day, every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting job. But I also think it's weird though. That's not covered by most health insurances or Medicaid or anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's like the government telling you like it's not that important.
Yeah.
You know?
Which it isn't though, because it's like heart health and everything. Like it's all.
We've talked about this many times though. I feel like there's a hint of bullshit in that.
I think it's a hint of like money grabbing. Like I think it's like there is a truth, and then it's like, hey, here's a way different people can grab more federal money.
Yeah, I think
that's like.
I think there's probably an outside chance that you can get such a badly infected tooth that in the same way you could get any infection on your body,
I think that's probably
that it can get into your bloodstream. Like if you get a bad enough infection on your finger and you start to get that red line down you're supposed to go like right to the ER because that means your blood is infected, right? Yeah, it's like, of course, this is one of those things my mom told me every single day.
She's like,
you know,
I don't want you getting kidnapped, Billy.
Yeah,
I want if you got red lines on your fingers,
all kinds of fucking ways I could die. But I think that's what it is. I was ready for that news. I was prepared for him to be like, "You need to go to Mass General after this
Like,
because
right
you're
now."
gonna have a heart attack."
Yeah.
So that was probably the biggest relief was them being just like, "You have a super bad cavity, bro, and
You're actually really healthy.
you should get a root canal and
You'll be fine in,
Yeah,
like-
your teeth are healthy." He was like, "Your gums are really healthy."
Which is good. You must like that just from not smoking.
It's
for so long. You must
it's
really
nice
like
to
that.
not get that that shit from the dentist for smoking.
Yeah, yeah.
And you going, it's not even when they give you shit, it's when you go, I know. Like
yeah.
you're like, I know, this is the moment of smoking I hate when like my doctor or dentist is like, it's killing you or fuck, and you're like, I know.
We all know.
And you have
we all fucking know.
Yeah. Dude, do you think I don't know? Do you think I smoke because I'm a happy person who wants to live forever?
Exactly. You're all cunts. You know what? You're all cunts.
Yeah, I'm happy that you have this great job and you can not smoke. So it is nice to get that. It's nice to not, like, I had this toothache and I didn't smoke weed though because at the very beginning of it I did. I was like, well, maybe weed, the cure all for everything, make this toothache feel better, and it just made it so much worse. It's throbbing.
Like maybe eating a little weed might have helped you, but not smoking. Like,
Even then, I don't think so because just any sort of body high at all is like throbbing. But it was. Here's the thing. I felt like this is so funny. 36 years old. I was telling my friend. I was like, I felt like such a big boy though, like because every other dentist appointment I've ever had in my life, I'd have my mom. I at least had to call her at some point to get the phone number or like what is my info and who's our dentist, all that. I was like, I was about to do it too. I was like, well, I got a tooth problem. Gotta get a hold of my mom. And then I was like, I'm a grown man. I was like, I have insurance. I can find my own dentist and go to one. And I was like, I'm actually more helpful than she is at this point. I will muck this up less than she will. Fuck. And then I did it, and I was like, and even right now, I take some small joy in the fact that my mother does not know that I've had dental work in the past 2 days. I take a small joy in that.
Are you gonna like not tell her? And just
4
see if she
years away
notices?
from 40, I'm like, Mama don't know. I go to dentist by myself.
I thought I was gonna die,
I
but
thought I was gonna die. My mom is a former dental hygienist as well.
wow.
We have dentists. We have a lot of hygienists in the family, not a lot of dentists. See what that tells you. But yeah, so long story to start the show, almost a half hour. But
happy opening day, said Jen Mengen.
that's tonight. Yeah, Red Sox
It's a
play
big day
tonight.
for you.
I'm a little bummed because I have a gig tonight. Hold on, sorry. So I have a gig tonight, private gig too.
Ooh.
And so I'm gonna miss, like, I'm not gonna be able to like really tune in and really
like,
watch the
let
game.
it soak in.
But I have sort of a little mini tradition of I don't usually, because the Sox have started the past 11 seasons on the road.
I know.
We're the only team.
It's weird.
And I only know that because Brad Fro tweeted that stat yesterday. But it was like, I can't remember the last time we started a season at home. And so I was thinking, I always kind of get into that routine. It doesn't feel like the season really starts until the first game at Fenway.
Yeah.
The first few games of baseball season always feel kind of weird. You're watching all that spring training, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, they're at the Seattle Stadium now.
This one real?
Yeah, this one is real, and all of a sudden there's no like no names. No name guys that you don't know.
But they still almost use like the first month as like a extended spring training. It feels like to me.
Feels a little bit
too long of a season, so I get it.
In a sense, you got to, especially with this kind of pitching staff. You got to.
Well, you worried about Sale? Like I know they just gave him a bunch of money, but you still kind of have to mitigate the innings on him.
I'm always worried about any player that signs a huge contract or an extension.
I'm worried about him because he's built like me and you, and I think those people wear out.
Yeah, he's weird. Did you see Porcello the other day? Took a line drive right off the head. Didn't even come out of the game.
And he should come out of the game.
That dude is badass, though.
He should come out of the game.
He's a badass, man. He might be gunning for my like favorite Red Sox right now.
That's cool. Do you want to stay on sports and start with this?
Let's do it. Oh, dude, yeah. Everyone's gonna want to talk about this story. This was in Detroit. I thought this might have been around here because WCVB was so all over it. But the fact that this happened in Detroit doesn't shock me. But I'm gonna tell you what, Paul.
Yeah. Let me read the top first. So for the audio people,
Yeah,
it says, man sentenced to jail after using bowling ball in attack, caught on cam.
That was great producing right there, by the way, to realize that we have an
Getting
audio
smarter.
audience. You are getting hip. I'm gonna say, by the way, that thing bounces off the counter.
It's a light ball.
It's a
right?
9-pound bowling ball at most.
Yeah. So like, yeah.
If you did this with my ball, you straight up kill somebody.
Yeah, like
It's really dangerous either way. I mean, what this guy's doing is assault with a deadly weapon, but he's lucky that was like a fucking light girl-sized ball.
Yeah.
Or a kid-sized ball.
I know like they're in a pro shop, so I get like the bowling ball thing, but he also attacked him with the chair. I feel like this is like negative press for your bowling community.
I think that's yeah, I think that's like worse than the pro shop. That's like the shoe rental place where you get in. So he's you know what's funny though? This video gave me pause because I was thinking about I've been at Boston Bowl when it's pretty hairy in there, man. I've seen some shit-faced people in there, daytime and nighttime. But when you go to Boston Bowl on like a Saturday night, 11 o'clock, it can get dicey.
Yeah.
Me and my chick went there, and this dude came up. He was like shit-faced, and he was 100% convinced that we were bowling in his lane. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna go up there and straighten it out, but I'm telling you, like you're shit. I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
He was like a young guy, and he was like Hispanic, and he was trying not to be a dick, but you could tell he 100% thought he was right. The right.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, this is. And it was kind of like, well, you're the white guy, so go deal with it. Like that's what you people do, right? You talk to managers. That was like basically what he said.
It's true.
You know.
It's also true.
So I was like, yeah, you're right. That is what we do. What do you think about? I mean,
I mean, like it's obviously like a heinous attack. Like it looks pretty fucked up, but like, I don't know. It happens. Bowling alleys are like pool halls in a way. It gets families, but it also gets fucking crazy people at certain hours.
People get angry at bowling alleys too, myself included.
But this is, I think they're like robbing them or something. Does it feel like that?
I would if I just had to venture a guess. This is a dispute over. It's a dispute over like. Yo, you're saying we played for 2 hours, we only played for one, and you're overcharging us, or like something along those lines, because that can get a little bit. I've gone to some bowling centers where they just take your card like a bar tab, and you just go up when you're finished. That's risky.
Yeah.
Guy like me, that's real risky.
Yeah,
just like when I was a drunk.
Yeah.
I just come up 2 hours later like $100.
Yeah.
I went yesterday, as a matter of fact. Hello.
So Gronk.
I had a good day yesterday.
Did you?
Gronk. A pretty good day, but I'm still struggling with the good release, with that perfect curve. You know.
Yeah.
Sometimes
because you've gotten it a few times, right? So
I get it, and it's just like a golf swing. You change one thing, everything else changes, but it is weird, and it's hard to explain, but the ball's great. Like when I get it right, it's like
it's exactly what
sends pins flying.
So it's still you got the motion. It's just not 100%.
Part of me thinks I need another ball to like the ball I got is too high level. I need something to learn on.
That makes sense.
I think that sometimes
like training bra.
Something like that. I'm also thinking about getting a lesson. I saw this guy giving a lesson yesterday, and I got his number. Nice. You gotta have some pussy on the podcast. Paul's cat for the audio listener. Paul's cat just walked across his keyboard.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw a guy on Reddit last week who had he bought a keyboard and just connected it to nothing, and he put it next to him, and his cat walks on that. It's kind of smart, right?
Yeah. I like that when people just like lean into it. Don't go against the grain.
Yeah.
The cat's gonna mess with it, so just lean into it. Just figure it out.
That's what you do with kids. Just drink here, where I can watch you.
I'm the cool mom.
I'm the cool mom. Gronk retires.
Yep. I think he's back. Honestly, I just think his body can't do it.
Can't do the regular
Yeah,
season.
can't do the whole thing. You'll see him.
What's the cutoff on that?
I think it's like almost he can come back whenever, pretty much. Before the playoffs, I think it would have to be, but I think he can come back like week 15.
Oh, okay. That's a typical cat. I want to rub on you. I'll pet you. No. Yeah, I could see that. He's just definitely a smart guy. It'll be interesting if you see him. What do you think he'll do next?
Wrestling.
Wrestling for sure.
Yeah, some wrestling, and then he'll do some more like the party stuff. He's got a big empire. With
That's such a income drop from the NFL to the WWE.
I think it is, but I think for someone like him, it just protects him because like he's screwed up. Like he's not that old.
Injury prone guy anyway. I mean, even let's take concussions and just like put him to the side for a second.
Back surgery.
Bad problems.
That's what retired him. I bet the back.
Back problems was. I mean, and every year he was definitely. I don't think he played a full season in a while.
No. The last couple of years, I think he got pretty close. I think one of the years it was like a suspension thing, but I don't know. I like him. He's fun. He's different he's like the opposite of the rest of the Patriots, where they don't tell you anything.
I met him before. He's a nice guy.
Hot chick.
So big. Like, I think that chick. I bet that chick. When I saw her in the parade, I got the feeling in the parade it's over for Gronk.
Really?
Yeah, I got the feeling watching the parade. I was like, him and his chick are doing the like, we're never doing this again. Like, so long about. Like, I got that vibe.
That's cool.
Then he put his house up for sale not that long after that. Also,
I love it. If
I don't
retired.
blame anyone for retiring
I mean,
out of the
not in that
NFL
sport.
at any point. Nowadays, it's like being a boxer. I think guys used to not think of it. They thought of it as a stage below boxing.
Yeah,
like, hey, boxers get fucked up.
Yeah.
Some football players get fucked up. And
football
and then
players
they're now
saying.
going, oh, I just didn't know guys that made it to the NFL. You meet old football players.
Yeah, exactly.
Not every single one of them is going to get it, but it doesn't. People are just learning. It doesn't take a lot of concussions.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key. Is they're finding CTE in high school kids. Like they're like crazy fucking like a 15, 16.
My dad has it. I think like that. You know, they can't tell all the time with.
No. There's no test right now.
There's no test for any of that brain stuff.
Brain, so.
But he's got. You know, just like, you know, like, what the fuck, you know?
I know, I do. I've had a few concussions. The last one I had, I've had some weird fucking issues since that one. Weird memory things, weird aphasia, just plucking words out of my head, not as good as before. Wow. They're all like weed symptoms too, so that's like the problem.
That's the problem,
but I never had it before, and then it was markedly different after the last.
That's the same way like all anxiety attack symptoms mimic heart attack symptoms.
I know, that's like the biggest problem with it. Even before though, like years ago, I had a concussion, and they said like, basically you need to get like a baseline test. Like, if you have kids and you're playing sports, it's before they have a concussion, get their brains scanned. They ask them questions, and then so they have something to go against.
I know, that's a big thing in MLB is the baseline test.
Because if they don't know, like you go in there, it's like, oh, I have memory loss. Well, we have nothing to compare it to. Maybe you're always this dumb.
Yeah, I remember hearing for the first year of Trump's presidency, they stopped asking people who's the president when they woke up from things because it was like too much of a traumatic question. Let's watch this.
This is a very cool
Insane
thing. So
video
scary.
shows Viking Sky cruise ship thrown into the chaos.
And they were stuck out there for quite a...
I heard it was 400 and something people, 2 at a time, removed by helicopter.
That's the worst. I'm going to avoid this ad.
I heard one woman quoted from this. She was like, well, let's just chalk it up to a little extra adventure we didn't expect. I'm like, wow.
I hate that woman.
Do you hear the guy in this video who goes... It's time to abdicate the area. Have you heard that guy? Yeah. What is that? It's not a word, right? Abdicate?
I think it is.
I don't think it is, man.
Abdicate?
I think he means evacuate. Dude, this by the way, this is why I don't do shit like this.
Because you're stuck there.
Yeah, like, you're all fucked. There's no walking away from all this.
Nah.
I mean, at least you're on a big enough boat where... That probably sucks, but it's not nearly as bad as like a small boat.
Oh, it's definitely not. It's definitely safer. But I think I think the issue is that once this thing goes bad, like it's gonna go bad real fucking quick.
Oh,
like,
I wouldn't see. I'm a pretty fearful dude, but I don't think I'd actually be afraid of a ship that size sinking in rough seas.
Titanic.
Yeah, but the Titanic hit an iceberg.
Dude, these people's intelligence are icebergs. Like they, they do stupid things.
But that is one of my things where we've talked about this 1,000 times, where it's like skydiving, bungee jumping.
Yeah.
It's all fun, but if you die doing it, you're going,
why did I do that?
Why did I do this? I had to. You always say, I had to skydive.
Yeah, exactly. I always think about it like rich people who go on like exotic hunts and then an animal eats them. I'm like, I'm so fucking happy.
That's especially gratifying.
That one's good. That one feels very
Because you're
special.
just like, fuck you, piece of shit. Trying to kill.
And I'm not even anti-hunting, honestly, but like I
I'm not
love
either.
that. I love when that happens.
I'm not anti-hunting, but I'm not anti-trophy hunting in Africa. Once I found out all that,
how much money goes through
money and all
just,
that, it actually conserves. But
it sucks, but it's still true.
there still needs to be some. There was a video I saw recently of a guy shot a sleeping lion. It was like, is that really hunting?
No, that guy's a little dick. That's what that is.
Yeah, it's weird.
This is kind of funny. Like with all the weed industries going up, but they've kind of not structured them correctly. So a lot of places are essentially overgrowing their markets. And devaluing all the weeds. So
I heard that's been a thing since this all started.
because they're greedy. Like they allowed, instead of like what they should have done, in my opinion, like got just smaller grows, just still big grows, 5,000, 10,000 square feet. But they got like corporations in, and they're good at growing fucking weed.
Well,
it's not a.
And also, you're selling something that costs pennies to grow. At that point,
Yeah, exactly.
and they have all that, they're
Yeah.
just creating as many seeds as they are. You know what I'm saying? So they can.
No,
just,
you're completely right.
so
it's just.
it should be cheap.
But what's happening now is that they can't make it that. They've made it so cheap and they've flooded the market that they can't make any money off of it. So it's like completely destroyed. The good thing is they destroyed the black market. The bad thing is they also kind of destroyed
their
the
own
recreational market.
Wow, that is fucked.
Happened in Oregon too, but right before that, for different reasons though.
I mean, we've all benefited from the guy who's like, I have too much weed.
Yeah,
You know, because there's actually this guy, I need to call him. There's this guy up in that I met doing comedy. He's like, dude, I grew all this weed. He's like, I'm giving jars of it away because I just can't have all this weed. He just got into growing it. He got into the gardening aspect of it.
That's what happens to people. Well, here's another thing. If you want to stay on weed real quick, this is the negatives of the weed market. House fire leads investigators to illegal
producing from
marijuana
Paul today.
grow operation.
Producing from
But this
Paul
is,
today.
You know more than anyone, I'm pro weed. I'm not super pro legalization, but this is what happens when you don't educate people. Like there's some dude. His grow got ridiculous. 100 plants is stupid. It's a lot. That's fucking.
What part of Boston is this?
I think it was in Lowell or something like
Makes
that.
a lot of sense.
A place like Walpole. Not Walpole go either way. Actually.
Patrick Maleo and his 18-year-old daughter. I bet she's the coolest.
Yeah.
You know,
so
my dad
cool.
grows 100 weed plants.
But what they were doing, like if you're growing. It's safe to grow weed. It really is if you do it right. You need like dedicated electrical boxes. This guy had extension cords running from other places, in windows, out windows. This was a pure fire hazard. This dude.
Look at those sad, wet weed plants.
Because
Hit with the fire hose.
yeah, exactly. Let me see if I can find this. This is bad. This is like really. This could have been extremely bad. 'Cause if you think about what Southie is. There's going to be jackasses in Southie that are going to do this exact same thing. And these houses are way too close. People are too dumb, and they didn't educate people on weed the right way. The whole edible thing is all backwards because people don't understand that it's a fucking hallucinogenic.
One of my new favorite things about this edible craze is
I've
heard some pretty funny stories about people's kids accidentally eating their edibles.
Oh, yeah.
You think your first thought is, that's what we all don't want. That's like the big fear, da-da-da. All right, we all agree. But sometimes it's still going to happen. And then these parents end up having these hilariously long nights with like a fucking stoned 8 or 9-year-old. And they all tell me the same story. Like the kid is a little freaked. And then they just go, hey, well, like, let's just watch
Cartoons.
Pocahontas.
Yeah.
And then the kid starts loving it, and then they just get the munchies.
Yeah, you just made a stoner. The danger is like if a baby grabs something though, because like it.
Oh yeah. It's dangerous. Even I would feel terrible.
Yeah.
If my kid was having a panic attack or crying
Exactly,
because they ate my weed.
Something that you could have easily locked up and like easily.
I would feel
been
worse than
responsible.
if my kid was shit faced off a bottle of wine that I'd like.
I would too. We
feel-
shouldn't, but I would too.
Yeah, I would feel worse.
Yeah.
I'd feel bad either way.
Yeah.
But I'd feel worse. So then, but I've heard a couple stories like everyone goes, like, well, you like weed, right?
Yeah.
My daughter, my 9-year-old, she ate one of our, and it's always the same story. Yeah, we had weed brownies in the fridge, or we had
exactly.
weed candies in the fridge. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, that was pretty stupid.
I know if I had kids, they wouldn't. First of all, I want my weed shit. I don't want them eating my weed shit. But like, it's just, it's not responsible. It happened to this dude next door. He doesn't live there now, so I can talk about him. But his dog kept getting like super sick. His dog was just eating his fucking weed.
Jesus.
And like, but he couldn't tell his girlfriend or wife or whatever she was. So it's just like, I don't know, the dog's just real
Dog's
sick and
sick.
limp. And
Yeah, I knew a guy in high
As
school
fuck.
gave his dog like some shrooms, and he had to take the dog to the vet and stuff. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, you think your dog is gonna like thank you for expanding his mind?
it's like,
The dog just thinks he went insane.
I can see colors now.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, but I do like these stories. That'd be a fun. I was like, man, it's too bad you could never do it, but it'd be a great like drunk history show, like kids on edibles. Say the darndest things. Kids on edibles, man.
Where are we
Should
at?
we do? We're at 10
11:50?
minutes.
Yeah, so we might as well.
Let's
Do you want to
get
get right
into
into
the hit segment of this
Shit,
show.
bro.
The reason why we get any downloads at all probably is
not true.
just shave it, bro.
It's just like a nice little. It's like fast food. Like,
It's
we
so
have a
good.
conversation, then we just pull up some pictures and laugh at people.
I'm all about it. I love just shave it, bro. So, and I see it now everywhere I go.
It happens to me too. That's
See
the
it?
weirdest thing.
You're like,
Yeah.
just shave it, bro.
Yeah. When I'm looking online, like I said this before on the show, but it struck me how many people who are criminals and creepy criminals have hair issues. I think
What's
it's
the
a warning
connection?
sign.
What's the connection?
I think it's just like not giving a fuck.
not giving a
anymore.
shit.
Like,
Just teeth, you know.
yeah, you're right.
Schultz, my buddy Andrew Schultz said that when we were up here last time we were up here hanging out. He was like, "Y'all don't really give a fuck about teeth up here." I was like, killed me, dude. This is why Schultz is so. Because
so great.
I'm like, dude, even I haven't like noticed that.
Yeah,
Or really.
you-
Like, I guess I kind of did, but I didn't know that I did. Like, because when he said it, I was just like, damn,
No,
that
it's
is
true.
so funny.
I actually like it though.
Compared
I
to
don't
other
like it
places,
the other
though.
way when it's too white and too perfect.
No,
I'm
but
like,
compared
you
to
just-
other cities, you will not meet. You'll meet people with bad teeth in every city,
but not missing.
there's so many missing and so but like people with like, it'll be like someone with like a real job, someone
yeah,
who's
100%.
normal
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
well to do.
And sometimes, most of the time, they have to deal with people in their job.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm like, Jesus.
I know a
lady.
woman who's I'm not even kidding anyone here. Part-time fashion model, and she's
Wow.
missing like one of these
Wow.
ones here, and it's like you can't see it unless she smiles like real big.
Yeah, yeah.
Which models that actually don't smile that much at all.
Weird though.
But I
Why
was-
wouldn't you just fix it?
But I was like, man, she's a working model in Boston, and she's actually missing a tooth. That is the most Boston thing of all time. To have a working model with a missing tooth. And I
She's
was
a
in a Honda
Boston
commercial
eight.
with a chipped one.
yeah.
And
Yeah. And people love it.
and we were filming our fucking thing that day, and I was like, dude, I got a fucked up tooth right now. And that was like last summer. I just got it fixed yesterday.
I know we're doing Just Shave Me, bro, but I love how Schultz is releasing his
Yeah.
It's fucking
He
brilliant.
told me
Josh
he was-
Wolf is doing something similar.
He
too.
told me I'm gonna do mine and that way too, and I'm gonna try and have Schultz like produce it or something.
Yeah.
But I told him he told me he was gonna do that, and I was like,
So smart.
damn, that's a great idea. He was like, that's the future of comedy. So he's just a smart guy.
It was still like it's amazing that no one. I mean, a few people have done similar stuff, and no one's done it the way he's doing it. It feels like.
Nah, he's an interesting dude. I hate to like suck his dick so hard, but he's like a friend of mine. But he's out of everyone I know, I'm just like, man, you're just like the real deal. He's not. I mean, I'm talking everyone I know, not like comics who have been doing it for 30 years, famous comics.
Well, he's just had like a recent little bit of a tour around, and he's killed it on every show I've seen him on. So like,
but to know
it's
him,
amazing.
To see, I mean, he's been doing this. It's like one of those things where
it's like the 10-year overnight sensation.
Yeah, you see that. he's been touring for 3 years straight in Europe and building this huge He's got 2 huge podcasts.
Yeah.
When the Brilliant Idiots went down, a lot of people would have just been like, "Well, I'm connected to Charlemagne. That's over."
Yeah, exactly.
Like onto the net. Like, what do I do now? He just took that momentum and went right into his own thing.
It's true.
But none of it is. He never sits around and goes, "How can I get more famous?" And how can we get? It's more about
just doing work,
doing the work, and doing the thing, and it being
cool.
good.
It's really cool. If you didn't watch his Rogan yet, watch his Rogan.
I know. I gotta watch it. I've Lenny Clark was on the other day.
I didn't see that one yet, but I saw like
it's really weird how many people I know personally that have been on Rogan just the past 2 weeks. Like Sweeney, Andrew Schultz, Fitzsimmons, Lenny Clark. So now all these people, it's like it's just weird. I have a hard time like kind of watching an interview with a friend of mine for 2 hours.
I get that. The Schultz one I would say to watch because it just like
I'll probably listen to it.
But I felt like he was like teaching me how YouTube works. That part of it.
Yeah,
like he was
Schultz
like,
is a
his brain was just like breaking it down.
He's
for
a
like
genius.
someone like me.
And I'm not surprised at all that Rogan and him hooked
hit
up
it
or
off.
got along.
Yeah, it was.
I was saying to someone the other day, I was like, Schultz will be probably the guy who helps me out the most. Like, he already has helped me out so much.
Well, that little thing you filmed with him, that thing around Fenway, I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, it was dropping in.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was sick. But also, I'm just, it's like, that's how comedy works. I'm like, he's my Amy Schumer. Like, I'm just going to be in his movie.
Yeah.
Because the thing with Schultz is he really loves the public. I do too. I think more than most comedians, but he really does, like, in a level of a celebrity and like a politician where he's cool with. It's not like he's like, I don't mind talking to them. He's like, he really likes it for 2 hours.
Seems like a regular person constantly.
I like to do it for a half hour, and then I'm kind of like, all right, I need my me time. Let's go smoke a joint. And he's like, let's bring him along. Like, he's that kind of guy. You know? That's why we're friends. Because like I worked with him one time, and he was like, let's be friends. Like, he's just that's
amazing.
Good dude, you know.
That is good.
Schultz, enough dick sucking of that.
He deserves it, dude. He's doing good things.
German with a Jewish last name.
But here we go. Donnie Wahlberg, local boy.
Dude, just shave it, bros, and then scratch ticket.
Yeah.
Local boy.
So he just looks tired to me. Like, it's not. He's just. You gotta do something.
Show business rumor. I've heard that Donnie Wahlberg doesn't wear deodorant. He's part of the no deodorant club.
I'm in that club most of the time.
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta give in.
I know Matthew McConaughey, also a member of the no deodorant club, but Wahlberg, they say, is one of the stankier members.
I like the idea of it is kind of like the same reason why I think people shouldn't shave their heads. It's just like, you know what, fuck you the rest of the world.
I went for a while without it. I ran into this girl I hadn't seen in a long time, and it was like the second thing out of her mouth was like, are you wearing deodorant? I went right back to wearing it. Wahlberg, which is like a name like sort of like Kennedy in New England.
100%. Like he's pretty much royalty.
People who I sometimes will come up to me and be like, I'm Janie Wahlberg. I'm a cousin. Like after shows, you know. I'm we're Wahlbergs.
I think it's which one do you like the best out of all the brothers? Do you know them? I like the food one.
I was in something with Bobby when I was a kid, like an indie film.
Oh.
But he's like got Johnny Drama on, and Entourage, I think, is based on him. He's like the brother of this celebrity.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have a favorite Wahlberg. I hate the one. I hate the chef.
See, that's the one I like the best.
You know, when I was little inside, they own restaurants, and when I was a kid, the Howard Johnson's that we hung out at all the time was owned by Mama Wahlberg, the mom.
That lady.
So she would be in there. That guy would be in there. And every now and then, Mark or Donnie Wahlberg would be in there.
Not bad.
Once in a while. So then I saw, and she was friendly as hell to us, and it was like our high school hangout. And then I saw Mark Wahlberg in New York a couple times. And one time I was shit-faced. And I saw him, and I was like, hey, Mark, I know your mother. And he was like, what? And it was such a. He always had a big entourage with him, and it was like, and I was like, I really know her. And then it was like we had a nice little conversation.
I could have went the other way.
Yeah, it was aggressive, and I was like 20, 21.
Probably super loud.
Super loud and drunk. I know your mother. But I know, and the father lives near my parents.
Oh, wow.
So that's how people from Massachusetts are. I know the Wahlberg, they fucking So we put him on Just Shave It, bro?
I think it's like a borderline, but I think you got to do something. It might just be one of the things where he didn't get his hair cut right. He's like on the borderline thing where if he gets that nice haircut,
I think that's some
he still looks
Hollywood.
good.
I think he might be a little balder than that, and that's like that Hollywood.
They built it up.
The Hollywood balding hairpiece, that Jeremy Piven.
Yeah.
Where like they put you at balding, but they just keep you there forever. It actually works really well too for the character he plays.
See, that's what I'm wondering too. Like I might have to like redo how I do the show a little bit because like if it's the character and that's what you're going for, then that's what you have to do. But like if you're rolling like that in real life, I think that's a questionable one.
And
that's
does a guy who
one.
doesn't wear deodorant
Yeah.
wear a hairpiece? That seems like
Weird.
that doesn't compute.
But maybe for work you do. You know what I'm saying?
He's married to Jenny McCarthy. He's an enigma.
Yeah.
Also, probably an underrated actor. Even though I don't really love Blue Bloods, I like to make my mom's a big fan. I always make fun of the show because the father's Tom Selleck. You ever watch Blue Bloods?
Not really.
They drink scotch all the time. Constantly. Never show a sign of being drunk once. Never even like, Dad, you seem tired.
That's a big thing with you too.
Oh, it's a huge thing with me. TV drunk. Drives me crazy. You got to show a little bit.
Something.
Because that was me. I believed it. You know, I grew up going like, that's what adults do. Anytime something a little bit stressful happens, you pour yourself a drink. That's how adults handle stress. And it's just a lie, you know? But I don't know. Every time I've seen him at a Celtics game, he has a hat on.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm finding like some holes in how I go at this. The actor thinks not the way to do it because like it could be
I think it's a good. I think it's anything that sparks discussion.
Yeah,
is good.
That's true.
And I think I'm
looks
just looking
tired.
at that.
He needs a nap.
My dad always likes to point out hair pieces.
Yeah.
Because he wears one, and they're much better than people think. Like people only notice really bad hair pieces.
Exactly. But maybe that's like the issue now. Like maybe there's no reason to have bad ones anymore. Yeah, maybe that's even a cry for help.
That's the thing too. I think people who are there's no difference. I can see why actors do it because once you're putting on makeup every day, if someone's like, "Hey, why don't we put a
100%.
permanent wig on your head?"
They're already dressing you. What the hell's the difference?
You're just gonna go, "Yeah, why
between all
not?
that? Yeah,
I'll
I
look
get
better.
it.
My
I
teeth
definitely
are
get
fake. Why not?"
it. Yeah.
You know, that's usually the first thing any of these actors do when they get tons of money is they get all their teeth shaved down to little fucking tips, and then they get veneers put
I
on.
know. They all have the same veneers. It looks like too. It's
I've heard
weird.
of some agencies that'll pay for it the second they hire you.
I get it. Like there's something like you ever know like how like this is gonna be a weird analogy, but records are mixed because like bass drum in the center. It's because how records work, and it used to skip up like it. So that if you put a bass on the left or right speaker, it would knock the needle out.
That makes sense.
So everybody now hears music. They want to hear it that way because we've all been conditioned to hear it that way. So I wonder if it's like a Hollywood thing that we're all conditioned to see these same fake teeth. So like
No, because that's what's weird about it. Because if you watch even I was watching When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
And I was like, which is one of my favorite movies. It's almost homosexual the amount of times I bring up When Harry Met Sally in the given week as such a good movie. But I mean, I kept bringing it up in Florida, and I kept getting like side eyed from the other comedians. Like, why is this guy always bringing up When Harry Met Sally? But it's just such a good movie. I think it's a perfect romantic comedy. But Meg Ryan's teeth are just real human being teeth.
Yeah.
And another one is I always know is Andie MacDowell. She's very pale. And now,
pretty, though.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Yeah.
And when you see her in movies now, she's got these fucking white teeth. But in the old movie, she had like, I just had a cup of coffee, maybe a cigarette.
when did it click over? Do you think
It was sometime around.
Is it HD?
It was around the time I was in acting school. Was like, you're probably 100% right there with HD. When I was in acting school, I remember people were getting really into whitening, and the richest people were getting into veneers. So it's probably around 20 years ago, around 2000.
I've like just started using a whitening toothpaste. I've been so afraid of it.
I did. I've done it all. I've done the strips. It's always been.
I've never done any of that.
It's always been in my list of like, you know, because it used to be around 900. It used to be around $1,000 to get like
really?
a professional.
Like with the UV light and everything. Yeah.
And I think now it's probably half that, and it's always been on my list of kind of something I've wanted
Checking
to
it
do.
out. That's not. I just wonder what it does to your teeth. That's because they're bombarding it with like some kind of peroxide and then a UV
Weakens
light.
them.
It can't be good for you.
Because even the strips, it's like hot and cold hurts a little.
Yeah, yeah.
And not forever, but just that day.
But you know it's doing something if it hurts.
Yeah,
right?
there's just some sensitivity, but it does. All that shit works though. I mean, my teeth are pretty white for a guy that drinks black coffee, and
That's my problem. The coffee.
and, you just have to stay on top of it. But I actually think little dental tip from this guy. I think most people you'd be better off buying cheap toothbrushes twice a month or once a month than buying an expensive toothbrush every 3 months.
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of it is just new
The new
toothbrush.
Yeah.
And using a mouthwash. A lot of people don't use mouthwash.
I think there's something to it too because I got regular toothbrushes back from like an electronic toothbrush and I think it's a lot better.
Yeah,
I really do. I just think maybe the other thing's better, but the way I do
No,
it,
it's you're a
better.
muscle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
But I've noticed. I always think every time I get a new toothbrush, I was like, "Huh,
great.
This is an amazing like clean,"
Yeah.
and it's really only lasts about a week.
yeah.
And then even and it's like you could buy those $3.99 things. I always think that's the way to do it.
It's smart.
Said a guy who didn't go to the dentist for 7 years, but I didn't go to the dentist for 7 years. Only had one fucking cavity.
Exactly. And you've been twice in 2 days, so you're pretty much pro.
Now I'm like a fucking regular.
You
I know.
basically work there.
I basically work there. I'm like making Penn State jokes left and right.
So this is
Me and I guess my mouth is kind of big. Dentist.
you got a small mouth, but it's pretty.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, that's the best thing when you're professionally a humorous person and you can't even do funny small talk.
This guy's like, Jesus, just let me do my job, you fucking son of a bitch. I fucking hate Penn State. Now I love it because of you. Because
I
of you.
even was right. I was like, I saw the diplomas. It was BU.
You went through the diploma.
I was like, I'm looking for Penn State Medical School or something. Even a Penn State, then I was going, he's probably fucking Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Probably got diddled.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a sense of humor about it.
So this is the last odd just here, bro. But this is like the other spectrum for me. We had Ed Harris head before, which is a pretty big one. But
My favorite.
this might be my favorite. Let me pull this into.
Are we going to moonlighting era Bruce Willis here?
I think there's a lot. Like, hang on.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Yeah, this is what I was looking for.
He's such a quintessential 80s
and always losing it.
Yeah. He did it well though.
Yeah, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, I have to agree. Bruce Willis did it well. I've heard nothing but horrible stories about Bruce Willis.
Really?
That he's such a prick and kind of unabashedly a prick.
He's fucking great. Dude.
But really did look at these sequence of photos.
Even this one, which is one. Hang on,
he lost it quite
zoom
well.
this in a little bit.
And then he just shaved it, bro.
And he just shaved it, bro. He got it. He understood it. Like he did this better than anyone else does it. I think just as good as Ed Harris. I'll say that.
Isn't Bruce Willis one of those famous people that's so famous that you feel like you almost know them?
Yeah.
Like he's in like
Dude, you said you mentioned a movie. I mentioned Die Hard constantly. Every time I put shoes on, I think about Die Hard. Every fucking time. 'Cause I'm like, I tie my shoes good.
'Cause of
and I'm
the-
like, yeah, they're
'cause of
not
the
getting me.
glass.
That movie would have been 10 minutes if he had shoes. Like, that's how badass he was.
It's funny, you know. I think about Die Hard with a Vengeance a lot when I see someone hungover. I'm like, think about all that he did hungover. He starts that movie with a terrible hangover. He's ready to like just kill himself.
Do you know that was supposed to be a Lethal Weapon movie? It was written for.
I did hear
It's
that.
crazy, right?
Yeah,
it was like, just get another black guy.
I've just heard that was one of those scripts that was crazy. It was going to be a bunch of different things.
I don't love it, to be honest. I like the first two movies.
Actually, I do love it. I also think it's a great New York movie. It's one of my favorite. It has all the neighborhoods that are never in movies.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it because I don't like it because I like the first ones for a different reason because they're like small and claustrophobic.
Yeah.
This is like it's just like seeming like a different movie to me.
I did like it. I always think of Die Hard with a Vengeance too. It's raining like dogs and cats out there. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's raining like dogs and cats out there. bah, bah. Like, I'm like, dude, you just killed that guy. Like, good thing you were right. Whenever he goes down, he checks, and the guy's like got a Russian ID or something. I'm like, God forbid someone just fucks up a saying around Bruce Willis. Like, that's totally the thing I would do, you know? Yeah. It's random like dogs and cats out there. He's like, bye-bye. You're dead.
I think it's pretty good, though. He did a good job with it.
Yeah, he was so this week in Just Shave It Bro, he was a Just Shave It Bro, and he kind of shaved it.
Yeah, he did it. He did it.
He's another guy I remember reading an interview with, like in Playboy when I was in high school, where he was like, yeah, some mornings I put a little whiskey in my coffee. And I was like, all right, Bruce Willis drinks in the morning. Like, it's all good. I had all these. I was telling another friend of mine, when I meet someone and they tell me that Bukowski is their hero, I'm always like, make a mental note to help that person.
That's a cry for help.
Make a mental note that that person is on their way to a fucking rock bottom.
Because people who like that, they're always like, well, that's how he became a genius.
Yeah.
Like, that was the genius. That's all I'm doing.
No, it's yeah. And it's this one guy from the 60s and 70s who died a horrible, lonely death. Yeah. And really was miserable even when he was successful. And people just kind of but when you're like in that alcoholic type life, you're like Bukowski, Hunter S. Thompson, Winston Churchill. Three guys who did it. 3 guys out of 300 million who made it work.
And they really didn't when you look at the
And they
end.
were pretty unhappy, all 3
I don't know
of them.
about Churchill, but the other 2.
No, they were all unhappy. That's the whole point. Like,
Yeah.
on that note, it's jumping out of your hand. It's time to do Scratch Ticket.
On the 13th of the month.
The show.
Oh, the 13th show.
The show's brought to you by Scratch Ticket, my new dentist. No more chip. No more chippa. What's that? All right, we got numbers galore this week. 17, 19, 14. I like all these. 25. And then 6 more chances to win.
That's how they get you.
Oh, yeah, and they really get you on the back because it's like not even the same. Like, here's more numbers.
Yeah. It's like we just thought you needed some finger exercise.
This is looking so bad. First 2 numbers, 15 and 24. So we have 14 and 25 as you never want the one off.
No.
I used show funds to buy this, so I used a former Scratch Ticket to buy this Scratch Ticket. We have not one on the back, on the front. 17, 19, 14, 25. All right, now is our 6 more chances to win. Find a money bag symbol and get that prize. Get a 2 times, 10 times, or 20 times symbol and win 2. All right. So rainbow means nothing. That's what I got. Rainbows. Remember, check out rainbow, crown, shoe, ring, necklace, wallet. None of the things. So that's a loser this week on Scratch Ticket.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the way the candy cracker crumbles. We're not going to destroy anything this week.
Nah. So you have a private show tonight. Where are you later in the week?
Private show tonight. I'm doing a fundraiser tomorrow in Lawrence. Wait a minute. Tomorrow is Friday. So tomorrow, I'm actually doing 2 big charity fundraisers this weekend. So tomorrow night, I'm at the Whites of Westport, which is this huge. It's Westport, Mass. Has this huge function place. Holds 1,000 people.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
I've done shows there. It's insane. It's indoors. You walk in, you're like, oh yeah, hotel banquet hall, and then you just kind of that goes on forever. It's so large, you know.
Yeah.
And so we're doing a fundraiser there. I'm with Joe Holden and Chris Tabb and Paul D'Angelo. That's tomorrow. I can't remember what it's for, but it's definitely a good cause. And then Saturday, cystic fibrosis fundraiser.
Cool. With
Jimmy Dunn and Bethany Van Delt and Big Al, David. And
that's awesome.
So that's Saturday. So I'm doing some fundraising this weekend. But really, I'm just performing because I'm getting paid.
Hey, it's there. It's all there, buddy.
Getting paid.
But
I did donate to some charities recently. I would say if you're thinking about a charity to donate to, my chosen one lately is the ALS Foundation, the ALSDS. So it's through the K-Men, who are those guys that hold the K's at Fenway
right.
Park, and the John Martin Cafe, which pretty soon they're opening a John Martin Foundation. But I know you and me have both been like, ALS is just so brutal and so bad.
Yeah.
So just selfishly, I would like them to cure that.
I like when people pick a disease that doesn't like directly affect you or your family too. I like when people do that.
Well,
So,
it's just
good for you, buddy.
Yeah, I mean,
I like that.
It's a good one, I think.
It's like we get it.
Of all-
Diabetes 1. You have diabetes. I get it.
Yeah, this guy John Martin, I only met him the one time, but it was intense to see someone definitely on their way out who has a great attitude about it.
It's pretty. It's
Inspirational. So that's one if you're ever thinking about. But you know what? Also needs money. This show.
yeah. Forget.
Yeah.
No, I'm not
Forget
gonna do
Lou
that.
Gehrig's
I'm
disease.
not gonna do that.
How about Will Noonan and Paul's broke disease? You can't end on a serious note like that. So anyway, this week, make a Penn State joke or don't, but remember, it could go either way. Paul, anything you got going on?
No, I'm good.
Twitching?
No,
New game
nothing yet.
Blades out on an iTunes store. I started it last night. I was like, I can't even get into this.
What is it? Is
It's a new Skyrim app.
Now their scroll thing.
I started playing it and I was like, I can't. And this is a rainy day.
I haven't played a video game for like 3 months, so I'm fucking. The last time I played with you with the Fortnite thing.
Oh, we gotta do that again.
That was a long time.
I've been playing a
ago.
lot of 40.
All right.
A lot of Fortnite.
You're ready to carry me. So here we go.
All right, boss.
Hit the music.
Peace.